All right, this is Randalicious, and welcome to the 41st Hexis podcast. For those of you guys watching the stream, if you put in the chat $submit and then a topic, we'll collect some of those questions and answer them at the end. If you're watching a video of this on YouTube, if you check the description in there, there's a link to where you can also submit some topics for the 42nd Hexis podcast. Trickool is going to be absent for who knows how long to start it off here, so fuck him. The chat has spoken, and let's get it going though. I'm Randalicious, and I'm the leader of Hexis.
I'm Aubrey, rank 3 mining.
I'm Dr. Zoydberg, General in Hexis.
Hello everyone, I'm Rigondeaux, Captain of Hexis.
I'm Rock the Red, recently maxed, and 1 banana in Hexis.
All right, so yeah, Zoid, Zoid new gen, trance music has stepped down willingly stepped down as gen. He wants what is best for the clan, and he thinks what's best for the clan is having someone else fill his shoes as gen. And Zoid is the new gen. So it's a pretty big announcement in Hexis. You know, it's been over a year and a half since we last had a gen step down, and yeah, some big shit. But moving on to the topics here. So what is your guys' opinion about AJ quitting his job, and as a result of that, being able to maintain rank 2 in mining?
I guess it's a good place to start. I don't want to judge him too hard for it. He said he had other reasons, and I don't know what those reasons are, so if I knew those reasons, maybe I could have a more well-formed opinion, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he had good reasons, and fair enough. If he is willing to go that far regardless to get that rank, then he cares about it more than I do, and he can have it. I never really was too concerned about ranks in the first place. I'm just going for 200 mil mining, so I'm perfectly fine with rank 3, and he's putting out a very impressive week right now, so fair to him.
Yeah, you know, I remember saying before that I think he would make the sacrifices necessary to get rank 2 mining, where I didn't think Aubrey you would, and kind of seeing this. I mean, yes, there's definitely a lot of reasons for why he did. You know, like, motherfucker worked at Walmart. It's not like he quit being a doctor or something like that. All right, Trickle's back. Trickle, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi.
All right. You know, like,
Okay.
he working at Walmart. Like, who the fuck wants to work there in the first place? You know, I'd rather not work than work at Walmart. So I can definitely see there's a whole bunch of reasons as to why, and you know, people that are making it out like, oh, he quit his job so he can be ranked 2. There's a lot more other reasons that are more so the reason why he did than just to get rank 2 mining. But it's you know, the week that he's doing right now, yeah, really good.
One more thing to add. A lot of people were saying, like, oh, you should still try to compete with him and everything after he quit his job. He had, like, a 4 mil lead on me, and that's, like, 30-some hours. There's no fucking way that I'd have been able to pass him with that much behind in a 2-week period of time when we're that close to 200 mil, so at that point I became a little bit more relaxed, and I didn't, like, burn or anything, but, yeah, to address that, I wanted to.
I don't think it's that big a deal, to be honest. Like Randy said, he would make the sacrifices necessary, and again, you know, it's a Walmart job. Like you said, nothing like quitting being a doctor or something like that, so I don't think it's as big a deal as people are making it out to be. I mean, he's getting rank 2, and like we said, he's putting out a really good week, so congratulations on rank 2, I suppose.
You know, AJ quitting his job, least of my concern, least of my business. I like AJ, and I like Aubrey, man. Aubrey, at the end of the day, is still going to get rank 3. It's an amazing rank to achieve permanently, and it's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to AJ a little bit about it, and he basically said that he planned on quitting his job around this time anyway, because he plans on travelling. It is a bit fishy that it coincides with rank 2 mining, but there's no real reason to lie.
That's just
So
the
yeah.
way she goes. All right. Next question we got up here is, what has been your favorite and least favorite quest, and why?
I personally really enjoyed Monkey Madness 2. I think a lot of that had to do with the hype surrounding it, and I'm just glad we had something new in the game. And questing up on old school to begin with, it was kind of just annoying doing the same quest. But really enjoyed Monkey Madness 2, and then my least favorite probably, I don't know, like Rat Catchers or something, just because it's one of those dumb ones that nobody wants to do.
Probably Monkey Madness 2 for me. Favorite quest, least favorite. I don't really know. None of them were that bad.
I really enjoyed the entirety of the Mortania quest series, so I guess
No.
Darkness
Wow.
at Alavale was my personal favourite. Least favourites, off the top of my head, anything that involves a cat is usually a pain in the ass. So Evil Dave, Recipe for Disaster, Rat Catchers. Also really don't like Roving Elves. That was really annoying.
That take like 5 minutes.
Is it the one? You got to make a bomb in one of them.
Regicide.
That's
Regicide.
Regicide.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
that one
like.
was kind of annoying.
You got to distill the coal or something, and I just
Yeah,
don't
that's
like
Regicide.
doing that.
That shit was
It's
annoying.
easy to do, but I just don't like doing it. That interface haunts me.
You remember when Cap King was doing that quest and he saw that interface and he fell off his fucking chair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cap King's got a good reaction for just about anything.
My favorite quest, it's either Underground Pass or Desert Treasure. Underground Pass just because I love how it's just a massive underground cave full of traps and things like that. I love the story behind it too. Desert Treasure just because you have to fight like 4 bosses, collect the diamonds, and that's awesome. Least favorite quest, anything that involves puzzles, because I'm shit at doing puzzles.
So
So
Underground Pass, basically.
no, anything of like slide puzzles and things like that. Underground Pass is more like a giant agility obstacle, basically. Agility course, sorry. Yeah.
You remember when they were trying to make an agility course, like running around the map?
Oh, how great! The Agility Marathon. It was what.
Yeah, that was the name of it. Fucking hell, yeah.
I think Archie brought it up like 5 times, and he was like so excited every time, and all the mods just basically looked at him like he's a moron.
change the
Like he's a moron.
Like, but yeah, my favorite, yeah, it's Monkey Madness 2, but mostly because it's like one of the only quests I felt really engaged with. It's like one of the only quests I've done like on release, and I did it the day after it released, so there wasn't really a end-all be-all guide for doing it. So I did feel like I was actually progressing somewhat on my own. The Eyes of Gloffrey one, where you have to do the machine and you have to like do some fucking maths.
Oh,
to
that was
work out
annoying.
which shapes to use. Oh, that's a pain, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to be mindlessly playing the game, and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that wasn't fun. I want to say the 2 worst quests for me were In Aid of Myrcue and Monkey Madness 2. Monkey Madness 2 took me a little bit over 4 hours, and that just was not fun. In Aid of Myrcue, most frustrating thing that I've ever done in this game by far. I don't know what to tell you. I kept forgetting shit. This was done pre-achievement diary, so there was no teleport to Berg to Rot or anything like that. It was just a fucking terrible time. Worst quest by far.
I
Favorite.
don't even remember that quest.
Pretty much you have to like help build up the city. And I would always forget like a plank or a nail or a hammer or something like that, and I would have to go and rebank. You had to rebuild the city, and fuck was it terrible. Favorite quest? I'm gonna just go with like Cook's Assistant. Show up to the quest start with the items, and you're done. You know, never been a fan of quests. Only the rewards. All right, so this is an interesting topic here. Is so there are several blast furnace clans out there, most notably True BF, and True BF did have to shut themselves down for a few hours, couple days, something like that, because they were getting ragged. And this has sparked kind of an idea of, how about the NPCs that are at Blast Furnace start running that as opposed to clans? You would obviously like pay a fee, but how would you feel about having Blast Furnace ran by NPCs instead of clans?
I think from an efficiency standpoint, it'd be wonderful because it removes, people relying on each other, and it would hopefully remove ragging. But then with that, we're going to see gold ore go up more than it already has. But I think it'd be a positive update.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with like from a convenience standpoint, it would be very nice. But I think it is really nice that people can kind of band together and provide this kind of service. It's really interesting that people are willing to do that, and it's kind of like a real life business. They do make a lot of in-game GP from it. I'd be pretty indifferent. I'm not going to do it anyway. I really wouldn't be bothered. Yeah.
For me, absolutely, it removes human error, and yeah, we would see a huge spike in price in gold ore and pretty much everything for that, Matt. But convenience is king. This would make it very convenient, and one problem that a lot of people have is that for blast furnace, you can't now. When talking about EHP, a lot of people seem to have a real problem with blast furnace because you can't grind it out 8 hours at a time or something like that. I mean, fuck, you can't do the same for farming either. But I think that this would be a really good update, and it would also allow you to grind it out long term as opposed to an hour here, an hour there. Yeah, it eliminates ragging, and if you had to pay a hefty fee, I think it would be okay. Um, I'm not sure if you would have to. I'm not sure how they would work it. If it would maybe be like per world or like an instanced kind of thing. Like they will work. I don't know. I mean, I would happily pay probably around $1 million an hour to have NPCs running Blast Furnace.
That'd be expensive, including gold cost too.
I mean,
Like 10
Did you
GP and
say,
XP.
did you say 2 mil an hour?
Nah, I said
Fucking hell, I'll run
it's still
for 1 mil an hour.
it'd still be less than Addy plates in terms of GP to XP, and it would be far superior in XP, given that you're not dealing with any human error or anything like that.
Not even human error to the point. It's just the schedule of the clan is big, like not good. What puts you off? You said about farming, like you can't grind out farming, but at least that's based around your schedule. You're not relying on anyone else. It's become a crime in this day and age for an MMO to involve other people.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings, I guess. It would solve the problem of people ragging TrueBF, but it'd also add a GP sync, which would be definitely a good thing. But it would also completely ruin clans like TrueBF, which probably don't want to be completely ruined, because there are people who make their money through doing that and stuff. I think a better solution would be to allow opening instances that have like key phrases or something to be able to join, so that way you couldn't get ragged and you could have like private TrueBF or private Blast Furnace rooms that TrueBF could host or whoever else could host. And that way it would still have like the player run feel without having to worry about people crashing.
I like the idea of the instanced. Yeah, that's I like that. I don't know, but any change that they would make would really increase the consistency with the XP per hour. That's for sure. All right, so next is what are your guys' thoughts on the catacombs so far and the new mage methods that have come from it, being able to get 90k plus Slayer XP per hour on tasks such as Abyssal Demons and Necreals. Also, do you think that this method was tested or even thought about by the mods before release? What's your guys' whole opinion on the method and everything like that?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting method. I'll start with like, do I think it was tested? Not a chance. Do I think it was tested? I saw when John C was kind of running everyone through the catacombs and just showing off like what was going on. He was basically showing that with the multi-combat, you could tag a load of mobs, then go AFK. So like from the ground up, he was designing it to be extremely AFK, which the whole of Zay has been, and I don't really know why Slayer need to be more AFK. But I really doubt it was intended for you to use an ult and drag a load of mobs on top of yourself. The fact that a Slayer area for non-efficient players, which is kind of what it was advertised as, has increased Slayer XP per hour by 10 plus K is pretty ridiculous. This is good for both ult and non-ult users, and yeah, it's definitely changed Slayer a lot. I'd rather it wasn't a thing, but I do plan on doing it.
Let me just say, Erasis, for those tasks are well over 90k an hour. So I'm not sure where you're getting your rates from. But yeah, Abyssal Demons and Necreals being more than 90k an hour, that's fucking incredible. You know what? I'm full support. That the catacombs statistically, the catacombs benefited me more than any player in the game, just because of how much combat XP I have and how little Slayer XP I have. So, like I was already hyped about catacombs, being able to barrage them before like these alt luring methods kind of started coming about, and now even more so. Like very very excited. I did tweet John before they came out, when they mentioned like, oh, this is going to be multi-combat. And I said, like, hey, what are the chances that we could like chin them or mage them, and John said, like you could he definitely did think about that, because he said, yeah, like if you round them up, you can get them together and get a lot of XP per hour. However, I don't think he intended on alts luring them into the area for you. But, it's, I don't know. I'm happy about it. Just because I'll be doing it when the time comes. And it's definitely a big change to Slayer as a whole, though. But yeah, one thing to be noted. Sorry, last one. I'm not sure if it's worth doing on Abyssal Demons because of the lack of combat XP you get, but it's definitely worth doing for Necreals. And that's not just for me. I'm talking about like people that don't have a lot of combat XP. The normal person, even if you're playing on one account, should do Necreals like that. I don't know if Abyssal Demons are worth it or not.
What's the difference? Why would you not get combat XP?
Because the death spawns at Necreals give you a lot more defense XP when you're So like that increases your defense XP that you get by like I think like 30-40k an hour.
Yeah, for sure.
Not really sure how I feel about it. I guess the only reason I'd really go there is to get Arclight, and even that's not really efficient. But yeah, just because you don't get any combat XP, there's no reason to go there. And as for whether it was tested or not, there's not a chance. And I'm kind of disappointed because, I mean, sure, I would like to get a lot of mage XP like that, but I'd lose out on more melee than is necessary, so I guess it's just whatever.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that it would stay inefficient to do catacombs because they're expensive, and to do them efficiently you have to have alt slurring, which just sounds really annoying. I don't know if I'll ever do it, but I highly doubt that it was tested with alt learning. That's pretty obscure, and Jagex doesn't really think to test things like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like efficient Slayer apparently is like 60k an hour now. Like the way people like Razor and Omar are doing it.
Yeah.
So fucking hell, that's. I mean, it's practically the same speed as agility now. It's ridiculous.
Wasn't the Catacombs meant to be an alternative method to train Slayer, but not overpowered?
In theory.
Probably, yeah.
Then, we've been deceived by the old school team once again.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it, really. Yep.
Here.
Well,
If you go back through the most, I don't know, past 7 or so podcasts since theirs went out, I've been begging for a reason to actually go there, and the Catacombs give me one. I'm not an alt user, and I'm proud of it. But it's still worth it for me to go and do some of my tasks in there. And in fact, I think it's even worth me to do to finish off 200 mil melees in there off Abbey Demons, just because the totem to the boss is really good GP an hour.
Oh yeah.
And of course, if you don't use ults, you're going to need extra GP that comes in through the demi boss. So I think it's quite nice. Talk about it being overpowered, but it's a select group of people. It's being like 90k an hour. Make it sound as if everyone's going to get 90k an hour, but it's sort of catered to your scenario. But for me and a lot of other people, it's quite good to have another reason. Well, one reason to go to Zaya. So I'm actually quite happy with how it's turned out.
Yeah, I put in the chat here, this is based on Ginge Bino's Slayer spreadsheet. He was messing around with it the other day, and last night, and he kind of, this man must have been so bored doing astrals. But if you see, I put a screenshot in there. If you guys see, like, for me, based on his spreadsheet, it's 62.4k an hour. For Slayer, I profit points, and it's only costs 8 GP to XP for Slayer, that is, and doing
Wait,
that.
what was the rate?
62.4, which
For
is
8
higher.
GP and XP?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is higher than Agility's 62. Is Agility 62.2?
2.3.
Can't remember.
Yeah, it's this is something that, like, the only reason why it works for me is because I have so much fucking combat XP.
Okay.
But yeah, like finishing Slayer, I'd be at 200 mil all combats, including Mage, and I'd be sitting at like 100 mil range. But
Yeah, do you know if Ding's spreadsheet yet calculates the added GPXP for using the ult?
no. It
costs
does not.
almost nothing. It's so cheap. It's
like 100k GP an hour to do that.
Yeah,
so, like,
exactly. And that's with no requirement for you.
Yeah, it hasn't been calculated in, but it's a very, very small number that it is. But yeah, like as Trickool said, this is only possible for such a small select group of people that it really doesn't have a big effect on the entire game, just for a couple. Alright, next question here is, if you could poach one member from another clan, who would it be? And if you want to elaborate, go on and say why.
Right. Hey Jace from Slay Stars. I don't need a reason.
But I don't know. Dave from Osius, maybe, because I think we got a bit of fun with him.
I'll say AJ.
I'm going to go with Scott Wilson. He's a very well-rounded player, and I think he would be a great addition.
Yeah. Scott Wilson would have been my first, so Zulu.
I'll go with Jace from Slay Stars.
All
Nobody
right.
said Link's Titan.
Not in a clan.
Yeah, he's not in a clan.
Oh,
Mhm,
that's
yeah.
true.
He's not in a clan.
Maybe
That's
he's a
why.
one-man clan, or like a clan with his alts.
Hey, there is one person like that, and that was Vior. And
Can we poach back Trance from Cap King CC?
nah. Oh, I forgot to say, Trance is still a member of Hexis, everyone. All right, so speaking of Vior, though, he released a video about him returning to old school and kind of just talking about since his ban, he's been still kind of playing a little bit and everything like that. But, how do you feel about his new account? Are you surprised that he's still part of the community? Um, do you think he'll play legitimately this time? I mean, third time's a charm, right?
I'm not so much surprised that he's still a part of the active community as I'm surprised that he still has the motivation to make a third account after being banned twice on two front page accounts or whatever he had. I mean, if it was a third time for me, I'd just say screw it and be done. As far as him playing legitimately, I guess I hope so, because we can only imagine the memes that are gonna come if he gets banned a third time, but I guess we'll see how it
Can't
plays
teach an
out.
old dog tricks.
Amen.
Oh, yeah, I saw the video. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. Like, I see what you mean about, like, if I got banned and lost that much, I don't think I'd have any motivation to try to do it again. Like, seeing him do fishing again when he was already, like, 70 mil or something, I'd just be like, fuck, like, there's no way if I got banned suddenly, there's no way I'd want to do more mining. Like, I don't know, he must really like this game to, want to play still after all that. But I guess it's kind of good to see him back. He subbed to me on Twitch today, so good shit.
I like VR, man. I've always gotten along with the dude, So, I'm glad that he's going to continue playing. It's hell of impressive to continue playing after 2 accounts banned, after so many hours invested into the game. But when RuneScape is all you have in life, it doesn't surprise me that you would,
Man, shots
return
fired, man.
time and time again. What? I'm not shots fired, man. It's just facts. But yeah, he just needs to not give his passwords to certain individuals this time and keep his account to himself.
Yeah, I do hope he keeps his account to himself as well. I like Dior as well. He's a nice guy, and it's nice to see him. He's a good competitive player. It would be nice to see him keep playing and play legitimately this time, but he doesn't have the track record to do so.
I think this is really good for him. One thing he talked about in the video was that, he's not going to be trying to play for ranks or anything like that. And to me, that has been the motive for everything. That, like, he's always been a great guy who just once in a while does some really dumb shit. And, I think this is really good for him. He can finally play the game and not have to stress out about ranks or XP or anything like that. He can actually enjoy the game for what it is. And I'm confident he will have a lot more fun playing now than what he has in the past. But all right, so what are your guys' thoughts on the new changes that CML, they have added some new perks. Some of those perks are social media on your profile, a custom message with like your mouse over your icon, streamers on the front page of CML, and colored name. So let me throw the CML's developer his Twitter. I'll put that in the chat here. But what are your guys' thoughts on the recent changes to CML?
The only thing that I'm bothered about and that I like is the Twitch change. You have to pay $50 to get your stream to appear on the front page. Do I think it's worth the $50 for the advertisement? Absolutely. Advertisement at the end of the day is advertisement. That's it.
I don't think I really use CML that much, other than just updating myself and looking at other people. But I mean, I think it's cool seeing streamers on the front page is pretty cool. And like Rig said, I think $50 could be a worthwhile investment if you were up there in your streaming career. But yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I mean, it's more advertisement for me, which is good. And I'd already donated to have a custom icon anyway, so it's like I wasn't really paying for it particularly at the time. But yeah, it's pretty nice to have my stream advertised all over CML, both on my tracker page and on the homepage of it. Probably has got me a few more viewers.
Yeah, I can't wait for the first guy to spend $100 to have a customized color name.
Hey, someone will do it. Someone will do it.
That's definitely a smart investment,
Stand
so
out so
I encourage it.
much.
But yeah, no, they're good. They're good updates. Nice to see Foot making some more money for himself. Yeah, I
He'll
paid
finally
$10
fix
for
our
a bit of work.
Yeah, yeah. Shit. He fixes that, and the site is perfect and really, really in good shape. Go ahead, Trickool.
These perks for me make me upset that it is no longer a community site, it's a business. He has 3 ads on every page, and now he has all this. He's raised over
Ad blocker
$9,500
Pro.
dollars from it as well. So like, I can't say that I disapprove of it, but whatever.
How much you say to raise?
One sec, it's like
He's got like 9K donations.
9497.
Significantly more in advertising though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I think it's a very smart idea for him to do. It's when you talk about community, like adding in things like live streamers adds to the community. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
The
it's
only thing he'd done in the past is give particular Reddit mods a crown for free. Like Lalif got for free back when they were still a Reddit mod. I think they're gone now though.
I think it's a really good update. It's always CML. I wasn't too happy about it after the EHP changes, just because now he has fixed everything on it but one. But him making the site even better. Like 2 years ago, I probably sat here thinking, like what I don't even know what could make CML better. It's such a good site, and seeing how it's evolved since day one has just been awesome to just watch the site grow and just always improve as the quality of a site. The new perks are real good. I love Twitter. I might toss the cookies to get that Twitter link on my profile. Probably will. But yeah, the live streamers thing on the front page is a really good idea. And seeing the site improve is just always awesome to see. All right, so next, this is for Zoid and I. Zoid and Randy, tell us some of your best stories so far while hunting.
Yeah, so we do have a good time. Not just me and Randy. There's a few other people in Hexis that have been hunting past few months, and we do have a good time with Black Gins. I don't know if I want to say a specific story because it might not be as funny if you weren't there. But I do want to talk about a very special person to me. He's Volcano Mom 53. He's he's the defender of Hexis on the hill. He's the scariest man in the wilderness, and anyone in Hexis feels safe when he's around.
Man, I've got some really good stories. There was one time there was a PKer up there who goes up there to PK other PKers, and he went AFK while he was on the hill, and another player came out of nowhere and fucking AGS spec'd him out, and they dropped him for like 80 mil worth of shit. Like he didn't have protect. He went AFK without protect from item on and lost his AGS and fucking everything. That was some good ass fun. There's just so much entertainment out at Chins. But there's that's one story that definitely sticks out to me. I recently had a fun time. This was a few weeks ago. There was I got a lot of people that come and visit me, say hi in their own ways, and I had like four guys on me in multi the other day, and I was just fucking around with them, and like they couldn't even kill me. I don't know, like as Zoe said, like most of these stories are really just only funny if you are there, but it's never a dull day while hunting, whether that's at black or red, really.
I also Thanks, which is one of the leaders of Oblivion. He's a nice guy too. I see him a lot while hunting.
Anyone else you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, there's so many. There's Scumbag Ben.
Yeah, shout out to Scumbag Ben, Sarah Hilt. I know
Walrus.
yeah, Walrus. There's another guy out there. He doesn't want me to say his name, but he knows who he is. A little. All right, let's move on though to the discussion here, talking about the player-owned portal and PvP dev blog. So, taking a look at that, what do you think about the Golden Glory and its unlimited charges? Having a 1 in 25k chance of getting it.
I think it was a nice idea and like everyone was really excited about it, but in reality it's actually fucking pointless because you lose it on death while you're abyss runecrafting. It doesn't actually matter, so really couldn't care less about it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. It'll increase the amount of players you see runecrafting, which is kind of bad.
Yes.
But yeah.
And I think the whole idea is highly unnecessary, and I cannot stand this fucking question. I get asked it like 50 times an hour in my stream, man. Now I get asked it in the fucking podcast, man.
There's no way away from it.
Yeah, of course. But it's just going to increase runecraft PKing like no tomorrow, man. Just because all the runecraft PKs are going to think that people are going to be wearing them while runecrafting, etc. I just think it's a dumb idea. Highly unnecessary.
Yeah, someone that did ask this also said like, what are your thoughts on them adding this just for the sake of adding it? Like, when it seems kind of pointless. I mean, like, no runecrafter should use this.
Fountain of Rune's been out for like 2.5 years. Why is this happening just now?
What'd you say?
If someone was like, the whole Wilderness Rejuvenation and Fountain of Rune has been out for like 2.5 years or something now, hasn't it? Maybe just
2 years. I don't know about 2.5.
And it's only just now come to pass. I just don't know where it's come from because it's entirely unnecessary.
For me, I just don't really see what kind of player is going to use this. Like if you're a PKer, you're not gonna use a glory because of how fucking expensive it is. If you're a runecrafter, you're not gonna use it because you're gonna be skulled. I mean, yeah, you got the Fally Shield. That's only gonna protect you 2 or 3 times a day. You're gonna get attacked a lot more than that. It's not worth the risk to bring while runecrafting. You can already lose, like, if you do it correctly, you lose 0 ticks switching glories anyway. So it's not gonna
easy clues. Well, any kind of clue and questing, but for questing in particular, it's finite amount of time, like use for it.
I guess, yeah.
But with easy clues, that's incredible because like every other step of an easy clue requires a tally on the glory.
I guess there is that, but for me, I don't really like the idea of them adding it just for the sake of adding it. Like, you should never as a PKer use this, and never as a runecrafter use this. And it's who it appeals to is, I don't know, man.
See, here's my thing with updates like this. I remember the idea came about in a community stream that Ronan did. And basically the way updates like this happen is Ronan will see an idea in the Twitch chat, and then he'll be like, oh, well, we can look into it. And then on the stream, Archie will say some stupid shit, and some stupid idea will be put into a straw poll, and if it's over 75%, somehow it makes its way into a poll. That is how we get updates like the Golden Glory. And as for the Glory itself, I think you guys covered it. Runecrafters aren't going to use it, and I don't know, Lord only knows how expensive it's going to be, but I don't really care for it as an update in general.
Yeah, I've had people ask me about it a bit on my stream too. It's useless at best, and it's detrimental at worst. It's going to make our CPKing more common. It's going to be ridiculously expensive. And think about your chances of surviving if you're in that deep wilderness and you've got half your inventory full of glories or something. This shit's gonna be fucking rare as hell. And it's just pointless. It's gonna be so expensive. Runecrafters would never use it unless they're completely idiots. And the amount of people that farm easy clues is pretty small, and it's really not that hard to just change your glories anyways. I just don't see the point of it. It seems like a waste of time to make and stuff.
Wait. How much do you think it'll be worth, you lot?
I'd say at least 50 mil.
50?
50
Holy
mil.
shit!
What, stabilize? What do you think it would stabilize at?
It's gonna be rare.
I'd imagine it'd be a few mil, maybe 5.
I
don't know
Think
about
about how long it's gonna take to get one of those.
Yeah,
and how
1 in
risky it is.
25k from the Rune Obelisk.
That's very rare. I don't think it'll be worth. I think it'll just be a few mil.
Nah, no way.
Hey, we'll see when it comes out. None of us really have any idea how to gauge the value of it, but it'll be expensive, yeah. All right, so moving on. What do you think about the achievement gallery and the hot spots that it has? With the spellbook altar, the log display, unlimited jewelry, teleports, boss lair, and a mounted display. What do you think about the room, and what are you most looking forward to in the achievement gallery?
There's a lot to take in from that question and the dev blog as a whole. The spellbook altar is something they've talked about for 6 months or something, and it's nice to see it finally come to pass. I really dislike that the altar of the gods requires either a scepter or astrals. It should require both. But that's just a little nitpick I had when reading it. The log displays don't interest me. Unlimited jewelry teleports, I can't see any of those being too handy, considering who uses mounted glory, things like that. Boss lair, I can't even put that, and the mounted display, I guess, if you want to show off all your cool things to lots of people who hang around in your player-owned house.
They have a coin mount that costs 100 fucking mil.
Yeah, desperate attempt to sink some gold out of the game.
Wait,
General
a coin
gist.
mount? What?
Yeah, there's a 100 mil, you pay 100 mil to mount coins in the achievement gallery.
Yeah, that's so fucking pointless.
I'm really wondering why is it 100 mil? Why can't it be 10k? I'm sure it would just be the stack that's the same size as, 10k to 100 bill looks this, or 10k to 2.1 bill looks the exact same, just on the ground. So I wonder what they'll make it look like.
Yeah, I think what Trick you just said. When did they say that? That sounds really fucking stupid. By the Order of the Gods.
It says on the dev blog. Oh no, it
What
wasn't
was
on the dev blog. It was something before the dev blog.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if it was official.
Yeah, but no, it'll be nice to. Yeah, it's just a convenience standpoint. It's just it's nice to be able to switch your spellbooks easier. Yeah, it's just gonna be very convenient. The rest of the stuff's gonna be fucking pointless for me. I'm not gonna use any of it. Only the spellbook altar. Oh, and jars might be more expensive. So if I get a jar, I'll sell it.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Sounds all good to me. The altar thingy is gonna be really useful. I wonder how much it's gonna cost to make. I wouldn't be surprised if they make it cost 20 or 30 mil to be able to build that altar. It's gonna be so useful. But yeah, especially for people who do Slayer.
Require, though.
Unless they make it require flat, gold
Magic
beaks and shit like that.
stones.
Yeah,
Well, no,
Yeah,
it'll
probably
be
like
a couple
magic
magic
stones and stuff.
stones, marble.
What is the
blocks
thing
and,
that the demonic
gold leaf.
throne has?
Magic stones. They're like
Magic
what,
stone.
10
25
mil?
magic stones.
Are those the thing that makes it expensive?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like 1 mil each or something.
980.
Okay.
Yeah, it
think
all
the
sounds pretty
thing-
cool to me.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
I
But
think
regardless,
the
the
thing
price
I'd
is going to be
most
so
looking
good.
forward to- Sorry, what?
Let
The man speak.
him speak. Fucking hell.
Okay, I think the thing I'd most be looking forward to is the spellbook altars. And the thing I would be looking out for is hoping they would balance the revitalization pools. Because when they originally came out,
Whoa! That's the next topic.
Calm down,
motherfucker.
Cal.
Slow it down.
Okay. Yeah, spellbook altars. Next.
You know, I don't really care about the log displays and the jewelry teleports and things like that. What I treasure most is the spellbook altar. That's something I've been wanting for a very long time, and that's going to make Slayer and things like that way more convenient, man. Instead of messing around with the scepters to get to the pyramid to change your, spellbook to ancients, to do smoke devils, etc. I can just go straight to my house, change it there effortlessly. Marcius to Lunars, etc. So I welcome that altar.
Yeah,
I'll pay whatever the fuck. 50 mil, if it's 50 mil, fuck it, I'll pay it.
I think it's going to be a fantastic update. Really looking forward to this. The whole achievement gallery is really nice. You know, there is so much fucking potential for player-owned houses, and I'm really happy that they're starting to make some more adjustments to this. One thing that we're not even really talking about here is being able to move around your rooms in your house. That's going to be awesome. They're doing a really great thing with the whole player-owned house part of this. The Altar of the Gods should be pretty expensive. It's level 90 Conrec, but you can boost +8 already. That's only you can get it with 82 Con, and if you started from level 1, you'd be able to get that shit within 4 hours. So I think it would be really nice if they did make it expensive at least. And the boss lair, I do have a jar of souls. Someone told me that I don't have a soul. Insert ginger joke here, and gave me a jar of souls, and I still have that. And I'll be using that for that little. I'll be putting that motherfucker in my house. Really looking forward to the whole achievement gallery and all of the updates that come with it. But here we go, Morph. This is what you were getting excited about, is the Superior Garden and its hot spots, with the Fairy Ring and Spirit Tree and Revitalization Pool. What do you guys think about the Superior Garden?
Very overpowered. It's just pointless to complain. So you get the Fairy Ring Tree. There's a combination of Spirit Tree and Fairy Ring with E. Pretty damn good. And the Revitalization Pool, I guess, for PVM, Corp, especially where you need the D Warhammer spec, that's going to be game changing for those guys. So yeah, how about?
It all sounds pretty good to me. I kind of wish they'd made it so the Revitalization Pool required Desert Elite. Somehow you go talk to the NPC there and can
he gives you
build
maybe he gives you the water to put in the pool or something like that.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. So that way it wouldn't completely make Desert Elite dead content, but at least they made it higher than 65 con requirement. So I don't know, it'll be pretty nice. I'm not too opposed to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just hope they balance it, because when I originally read the dev blog with everything, I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because I spent 20-something hours getting that fucking Calphite head.
How many kills did it take?
418.
Took me 9, motherfucker.
Shit,
See you later.
I think I got mine in 28, 29.
Yeah, mine was 39.
Yeah. But anyway.
What about you, Aubrey?
127 for my first one, but I have 16 now.
That's the drop rate, isn't it? 128.
Yeah, 128.
Yeah.
But Fairy Ring, Ferrying would be cool. I mean, I guess it would just compete with the quest gate as far as access to one.
It'd probably be faster.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, overall, I think it would be nice to see people, like more people using their house, because now nobody really does. Like, there's more things that you can do outside of your house than in. But yeah, I mean, good update overall. Hope it turns out okay.
Yeah, I mean, I say like convenience is great and all, like from a selfish standpoint, but for us, we already have all the requirements for things like Desert Elite, well, probably. It seems like, for me at least, I'd consider construction is a lot easier to get than doing like Desert Elite and all the other shit you need to unlock for convenient fairy rings and shit like that. But I would think for the average player, they'd probably think 90 construction was harder than doing Elite Diaries, just because it cost a lot of money. So it's kind of
You get it at 82 con, you get that shit less than like 25
yeah, good
mil.
point. Yeah, I don't know.
There's more requirements to Desert Elite just the KQ had.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just removes the need for a lot of requirements, and that's kind of annoying, but doesn't really affect me. I don't really care again.
This will be what people do instead of like when you're slaying. You're no longer will you be bringing a desert amulet with you. You will be bringing house tabs with you. Assuming that this garden, lets you put a. I mean, fuck it. Even if I was kind of thinking like you would, when you teleport to your house, you would be placed in your superior garden, assuming you'd have a portal in there. That would be so convenient. And even if it's just the thing right next to you, it's so convenient. A lot more so than the desert Ami. And yeah, I mean, this really does just eliminate any reason to want to complete the desert elite. And it's unfortunate that they didn't take that into account or anything like that, because yeah, killing KQ is not fun.
Fucking
I'm
bitch is what it is.
there's a lot of
The
people out
worst.
there's a lot. All right, let me say this. There's a lot of people out there that love PVMing, and like I can see why you guys like it. But like for people that are only doing it as a means to an end, it's not fun. So like I really think that I don't know. I think it's unfortunate they didn't factor in the desert Ami.
I had a blast killing KQ 9 times. Talking about.
It wouldn't be that bad, but you get like when I did it, I think I got like 1.5 kills a trip on average.
Oh,
That
2.5,
sucks.
and I had Beehide.
Did you do First Blood?
Method?
I did mine like
Yeah.
over a year ago.
I stole
here's
Isolate
the
for
thing,
Origin for a
like-
couple days.
I really enjoy PVMing, and I just really, really, really despised killing Calpite Queen. And even though I want the pet, it's just something that's mindlessly boring to me, and I would rather do a lot of other things. And when I spent 20 hours getting the KQ head, I was like, oh my god, just make it end. And
It's
originally
pretty
they
shit,
said,
boss.
yeah, and they said that they weren't gonna make you like fight RNG to complete the diaries. And here we are, so
Wait,
Hey.
can I just say something, right? The spellbook swap altar thing that's coming out?
Yeah.
Is that,
Yep.
do you think that's going to function like a Gilded Altar, do you think?
I
do you
doubt
Where you
it.
use the bones on?
Oh no.
Doubt
It'll
it.
it'll
Or we have
it'll
to build
be
2
it'll
chapels?
yeah. No, it's not a chapel.
Not a
It's an
chapel.
achievement gallery.
Oh shit, of course, my bad.
I'm sure it will work exactly like the altar does in the tournament worlds. You just right click, pick what spellbook you want, and boom, you have it.
Yeah, that's incredible, because I still haven't read the developer blog about it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. The superior garden. We're talking about how it devalues things. We're talking about that, but fuck, we can't express how happy we are that it's gonna be even more convenient doing what we're already doing. We're just talking from a balancing perspective. It doesn't really make much sense. But all right. So this also was on the dev blog, and currently it's being pulled. It's at 74% right now. The question is, should the anti-dragon shield require the dragon slayer to hold up. Fuck. can't even read my own shit. Should the anti-dragon shield require the Dragon Slayer quest to have been started in order to be equipped? What is your opinion on the question? How'd you vote and why?
I think for everybody's sake, it needs to not pass because otherwise Dragon Bones are going to be like 4K at least.
I mean, they're
And yeah,
I voted no, not so much because I was concerned about the price of bones, but just because I don't think it will really cut down on botting, because they can just bring like anti-fires and still not take very much damage. I don't really think it'll actually do that much. And it does hinder like newer players in a way.
Mhm. Yeah, I voted no because I'm an not user man, and if I'm voting yes and passing etc., that means bones are going to be more expensive. Fuck that, man.
Should be using.
probably making sold heads go up in price as well. I think Trickle's
Mhm.
mic
Oh, yeah,
unplugged there
sure.
while he was talking. Yeah,
I
you
muted
know,
it
like
really quickly because I was itching.
it would have like it would really affect the price of that too. You know, like in-sold heads are a cheaper alternative, and shit, even those motherfuckers are gonna go up.
Yeah, I think it might very slightly discourage bots if it was to pass, but if it discourages bots, they just go up in price, and then they're still going to be the same amount. That more bots are going to be more people owning bots are just going to be encouraged to bot Dragon Bones. But I voted no, like kind of selfishly, I guess, but also because, like I said, I don't think it'll help much if at all. Yeah, I combine this with the fact that we might get new players. I would not like
More
to see
on that
Dragon
later.
Bones. More on that later. I'd not like to see Dragon Bones reach 5k plus. It'd be ridiculous.
Such a dumb question. It doesn't do anything but prolong the creation of the bots. It's almost as if admitting defeat, asking a question like this. And I guess it gives Weth more room to sort of, get them whilst they're doing this. But it just seems dumb.
Yeah, it's not something I agree with. Obviously, I'm trying to get 200 mil prayer. That is my real goal right now. Hunter is just a way of getting the money for that. Yeah, I voted no. Very selfish. I don't want to pay 4K for a dragon bone. That's crazy. But at the same time, you know, like I'm surprised that 74% of people are saying, yeah, you know, let's do this. Wonder how many people are unaware of how much it would increase. Like the people that are already gold farming, like they will just bot the quests anyway. You know, like it doesn't. I'm sure they could bot all of the free to play quests in under 2 days. Yeah, it just prolongs it. It's not really going to stop it or anything like that. It kind of is admitting defeat. But yeah, for very selfish reasons, I voted no. And I mean, think about it. Do you want to pay 4K each? Nah, man. All right, so the Deadman Mode tournament was yesterday, and that was one of you know. I'm sure it got more viewers than last time because this fucker was so many viewers. You know, like RuneScape had like 90 to 100K viewers watching the. So it was really huge for publicity and everything like that. But for the tournament, did you guys watch it? If you did, you know, what stream did you watch? What was your favorite moment while watching it?
Yeah, I watched the second half of it because I think it coincided with the Northern Ireland Wales game yesterday. I watched the second half of it on the official stream. It was a lot better than last time. I did actually really enjoy it. It was definitely better. It still wasn't perfect. I mean, it again came down to fog instead of like, actually fighting. But you did see a lot more fighting, and you could tell that. I think they pointed out that at the end there were like 10 people left, and like 5 of them were rot, and they seemed very organized still. It was really cool to watch. Favorite moment was I saw it later on, but I remember seeing it on stream that Boaty had died to Money. That must have been pretty funny to watch live.
The chat probably shit their pants.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but it was. I saw something about how RuneScape had like 90k total viewers during the tournament, so it's very nice to see RuneScape doing well. And I think it would be fair to say that RuneScape is an esport.
Yeah, it was top 3 on Twitch, which is
Skilling
just
is an
incredible.
esport.
Yeah, I watched it, and I think it went much better than the first tournament. The poisonous cloud functioned better, and it didn't drop everyone instantly. We got to see a clear last man standing, and favorite moment was obviously when Money dropped Boti, bro. It's fucking
Apparently
hilarious.
that didn't happen. What the chat is saying.
Really?
Yeah, the
I
commentator
see.
said it did, but I guess.
Well, I seen them both fighting one on one, and Boti got dropped.
I think Monty was in that pile. I mean, because Bodhi was like running into the fog, and but it wasn't like a one-on-one where they fought and then
Yeah, fair enough.
Monty won. Yes, I watched it, and I was flipping back and forth between Bodhi's and the RuneScape stream. And I think my favorite moment was when there were like 5 people left, and 4 of them were rot, and the other was the one that eventually won. And they were kind of just like, "Oh, what do we do?" And then the 4 rot people died, and that guy ended up winning. So congrats to him.
It was Money's team that dropped Boti then. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Zoid said it clashed with Wales Northern Ireland, which I watched. Managed to catch about 20 minutes, and as far as content, it's exactly the same, just a different set of faces. One thing I do have to say, though, is that it was done a hell of a lot more professionally than last times. There was none of this hopping around to like revealing at people's locations and various tidbits that they had faults with last time around. The whole layout of it looked a lot better as well. There was no taskbar on the bottom. Commentary was good. I mean, I preferred Ian and Boti's last time, but you know, can't win them all.
I was pretty busy yesterday, and I tuned in at the end on my phone. I caught literally the last 30 seconds of it on my phone, and I did rewatch some of the highlights and things like that of what happened, and yeah, I feel like it was done a lot better than before. So it was really, really, really good to see all of the hype around it and the attention that it brought to old school. I mean, like if you look right now, there's more than 60,000 people on old school right now. The last, like, we have never, like, excluding the first month of the game, we have never had 60K people online. This is like a 3-year high for players. I have been very vocal about my hate for Deadman, but I've not been blind to the publicity that it has brought to the game. And, this is huge. With how many people are currently online. And I think you can definitely credit Deadman mode for reasons why there's this many people online. Think of how many hundreds or thousands of people, tuned in and saw this and then thought, oh, I should start playing old school again, or I should start playing Deadman.
Yeah, I was happy with how it turned out. Much, much better than the last one. It still did come down to the fog, but it was a lot more, like, it played out fairly well. And it was a lot more entertaining than the last one, definitely. And there was a lot of good combat and stuff. And it was definitely more professional as well. The stream layout was good, and the way it was run in general was quite good. I was watching it on the main RuneScape channel, but I was watching it through a multi-twitch with Bodhi and Foe and Ice Poseidon also, and I was listening to the audio from the RuneScape Twitch, and it was fun to see what was happening from various different perspectives at the same time. But yeah, I think it made the game look pretty good. It definitely, like the last time, I was embarrassed to be playing RuneScape after seeing that tournament. This time I'm not, so I'd say it turned out pretty well.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's a big thing there. I remember laughing at the last Deadman because it went kind of exactly how I thought it would, which would just be terrible. And this, complete opposite of it. Phenomenal job overall.
And I think one more thing that needs to be mentioned is Faux Freedom killing Ice Poseidon. People in the chat were mentioning that, and the reason it's funny is because Ice Poseidon said he was gonna kill Foe, and they had just like gone down the steps in the security stronghold, and he just like hit him once and got his kill message. So I thought that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, lot of good highlights for sure. So, we're talking about how good Deadman mode was, the tournament was this time around. What kind of suggestions would you guys give for the next tournament as to how to improve it?
I don't know. It's hard to say. They have to figure out some way to make it so that if there's only a few people left and they're from the same clan, ways to make them make a winner without it being kind of lame. Because at least the way it was, I think the two people that were left at the end were from different clans, but they weren't fighting each other. That on-coding guy was just hiding out outside of the village and hoping people wouldn't find him, and using redemption over and over again. I don't know. I mean, I can't really think of any good suggestions particularly, but I think they could probably still improve it a little bit.
Yeah, one thing I think would be the biggest thing that they could improve on. This is something that I saw. I don't remember his name. He tagged me in a tweet on Twitter. He mentioned something about like the fog is good to get people condensed into a small area there, but I think what would be best is when you get down to like the final 5 or 10 people left, remove the fog, let them fight. Like again, it came down to who could eat their way out of the fog to win $10,000. When I think it would be better if the final few people were just in an all-out fucking a Royal Rumble. I would really, really like to see like there would be so much more hype behind the winner if he kills someone for the win as opposed to just out eating someone that he doesn't even see on his mini map.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that to me, I think would probably be the only suggestion. To remove the fog when it gets down to a few people. Maybe like remove the fog from like the small area that you condensed people. I don't know, like I'm sure there's a way to work it to where that could be done, implemented, and not allow players to like run all the way away.
Yeah, like you could have had literally like if it was the Falador one, like literally the little circle around the Falador statue that was not fog and everything else was. That'd have been good.
Yeah, people talking in the chat here. If you do that, clans will always win. Well, shit, that's the way it is. Like the best people should win. It shouldn't be who is able to eat their way out of fog, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you guys summed it up perfectly. Fog's a great idea to get them condensed. And if I remember correctly, like it was with like 15 or 20 minutes left that everybody was in the same place, and it ended at like 22 after the hour, whatever hour it was. I can't remember. But yeah, like they just need to remove the fog, and it's kind of unfortunate that both of the tournaments have ended in somebody outlasting the fog. This time it was retribution or redemption. Last time it was tick eating. So it needs to come down to like PvP instead of outlasting. But I think it's going to be difficult to come up with a solution and like so they can make that happen.
Yeah. So, all right. Next, do you guys have any interest in participating in the next Deadman Mode tournament?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't either. One thing that I do find interesting, I guess the point of the seasonal Deadman is to have fun, but the real purpose of it is the tournament at the end. I don't know why there are so many people that rush Deadman mode in the beginning when if I were to do it, I would play the last like 3 days before the tournament started and get top 2K rank, and then that'd be it. Like there'd be 20 people in each fucking world. I wouldn't run into any problems. You know what I'm saying? That like
The reason they rush it is because they log in. They're like OMG XP rates XD. Then 2 hours later they're bored and they leave.
Yeah, I don't know. It's for me. I feel like that would be my course of action if I were to do it. But No, really no interest in any seasonals. I don't like how your XP gets erased and your progress gets erased. And that to me is just never going to be something that I'm going to find interesting.
You know, I like the whole idea behind Deadman mode. I've liked it from the start, and you know, would I participate in it? No, absolutely not. I'd rather keep crafting on my main and shit like that. You know, instead of progressing on something where I know that eventually it's going to get erased. So, no, I would never participate.
I have zero interest in playing Deadman. Just wouldn't be fun to me.
Yeah, I mean, there is an option of like using it as playing on Deadman mode as an alt, but
Yeah.
that like I don't even want to mess around with that. I feel like it'd be way too frustrating.
Yeah, same here.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the cosmetics that were displayed on the recent Q&A. There's like 100 things in total so far, and you know, like, you guys have any standout favorites from the cosmetics that were displayed, or is there any of them that you just despise? And you know, like Mod West has done a lot of work on them. How do you think that he's done between him and Ghost?
Okay, so they released a lot of cosmetics, and I would have to say the overall quality is very high. A lot of them are fucking brilliant. A definite favorite is the Anku head. I will 100% be wearing that. I can't really think of a standout bad one. I mean, a lot of them look like comically awful, but like at the same time, that's great. In general, they're fun cosmetics. I'm very happy with how they turned out.
I dislike most of them. I kind of like some of the new gilded items, like the Medhelm 2H. The chain body looks pretty cool also. Yeah, I don't like most of them though. They're just like, a lot of them feel, even if they look good, they feel not old school at all. And just cosmetics in general, when they have no, like, they're not unlockable or anything, they're just like shit that you buy. It just feels spammy and pointless in the game. They don't add anything to the game at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna allow Rig to say what he's gonna say, but I also really like the shit, I lost my train of thought. I really like the Anku outfit and also the amulets, the occult like ornament kit or whatever, and the Z-Knight ornament kit is gonna look really, really cool. So I think I'll be going after those.
Yeah, I think the Z-Knight fucking ornament kit looks really nice with like the skull and thing like that. For me, I think a lot of them are hit or miss. I really love a lot of the things that they're doing. You know, the Anku outfit's great. I don't know what the name of this one outfit is. It's some kind of robes, and it's gonna give the same kind of bonus as Mystic.
Naros robes.
Is that right?
Ancient robes.
Those look
Yeah,
those look incredible. I really love how those look. Just a lot of things in general are really, really good. For me, I don't really think that there were a lot of ones that were okay. I feel like in general things were hit or miss. You know, I feel like the samurai suit looks really good, and I mean there's just a lot of really good shit on there. A couple things that I didn't like is the occult necklace ornament kit. That thing looks disgusting. You know, you're
What are you
wearing
talking about? It looks freaking awesome.
Really?
Smoke
That
devil
looks
on
awesome.
your
the
neck.
the smoke devil on your neck. I really don't like that, man.
Better than a fucking shark head.
The shark head's amazing.
The shark head's awesome.
Randy, it's okay, man. It's okay to have bad taste. It's all good.
Hey, nah, that I really don't like the occult ornament kit. That thing doesn't really look that good. The Z-Knight one, I'm a real big fan of, but
I don't
mean,
see how you can be a fan of one and not the other.
because they look different. I really like how the occult looks right now. I don't like the occult ornament kit. I think it looks bad. You know, like there's a couple other really good things that I'm looking forward to, like the unicorn head, demon heads. I don't like the gold chef's hat and gold apron though.
Neither do I.
Yeah, those are stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah. lot of really good things though.
Oh yeah, obviously the new gilded items finally come into the game. I asked for the gilded two-hander and medhelm to be brought into the game. Finally, they're coming out, and you know what? I think gilded really fits old school, like new gilded items. It's not over the top. It's not a brand new model. It's just recolored rune. And last but not least, I'll be equipping a gilded two-hander and medhelm this year. Thank you.
As most cosmetic things from Glue Scrolls, they're very Solomon-esque from RS3. However,
Yeah.
there are some very cracking items in there. That Town Crier bell, fucking hell. I want one of them. I want to go around the game shouting out random stuff. I like that. The Half Moon glasses are kind of cool, because they remind me of Dumbledore from the first 2 Harry Potter movies. And I like the Jungle Demon mask from there as well. There's a couple that I really fucking hate though. The Trim Defender and Trim D-Skim are
Oh
so
man,
fucking ugly.
I completely forgot.
And the
Obby cape.
the God Swords have that tiny little color inversion. That looks fucking gross. The Obby cape's been inverted, looks vile.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
And the Third Age pick just looks like a double-ended zebra dildo.
I forgot
The
how
third age
bad the
pills look
gold.
really bad.
I forgot
I
how
like
bad
the
the
axe,
gold D-skim
Because
looks.
the axe actually looks like
Terrible.
an axe.
The axe looks nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said, I like them all in general. Who on earth asked for the Obby cape? They said somebody asked them for an inverted coloured obsidian cape. It looks fucking terrible.
Vile. Yeah.
Probably some like random level 70 on Reddit got like 2
Oh,
upvotes
and
and they just said fuck it, let's do it.
Those HUDs.
See,
are
hey,
disgusting.
that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. They see shit like this on Reddit, and then they put it into a poll, and somehow it makes it into the game, and I think it's ridiculous how this happens.
The zero,
What
the
they're gonna
zero.
call like
Hey,
the Zaya
hey, hey.
House HUDs or something? They look
Yeah.
diabolical.
Oh god,
like,
yeah, they were
seriously.
awful. Well, the slugs on your head.
Yeah, it looks like a pillowcase on your head or something.
Yeah, they were terrible.
Hey, there's a lot of
Not a
really good
fan.
shit though, man. That Zero's robes look really good. Sharkhead looks great. There's a lot. There's equally as much fantastic shit coming out as there is bad shit.
I think, hey, one thing, right? I didn't agree with them bringing out a third age pickaxe and hatchet though. I really wanted them to bring out a third age staff and two-handed sword.
That'd be sick.
I think that they really need to allow you to use a smoldering stone onto the third age items. Because, like, it would, I don't know, it'd be really nice.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna actually use them unless
thing
they're
I
like doing load.
Sorry. One thing I forgot to bring up is the new god swords, and I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background.
Nah, can't hear it at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
The god swords look so much better than they did. I thought the gold trimmed god sword was an absolute joke. But now
Yeah, I don't know what you were talking about, Trickool. The new god swords look fantastic.
Yeah.
No.
They-
I think they look terrible.
They look really good. They look really
look so
fucking
bad.
good. No, they look great.
Yeah, I think they look pretty good actually. They're not over the top and they're not absurd.
They look really good. All right, so moving on. What are you guys' thoughts on a second batch of skilling pets? The things that they have discussed have been adding in fire making, construction, agility, and thieving pets. Aubrey?
Oh shit, no. Please God, no. There's no more pets unless they're from bosses that are like new bosses that come out. It's like perfectly concise with a skilling pet from every gathering skill. There's no need to add any more, and skill pets from viables is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, skilling pets are stupid. I don't really. I'm not going to be like horrifically opposed to them bringing them out. I just don't see the point. I will take time now to shamelessly plug the fact that I did get my 10th chin pet and killed it.
Why do you do that?
Why do I kill them?
Memes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons, mostly memes. Yeah, thanks for all that supported me in gathering my chin pets.
I think this new batch will be okay, I guess, with the exception of construction. Holy fuck. I'm sorry. Just keep going.
All right. Well, I think that the idea of a buyable skilling pet isn't good at all. Like we're sitting here talking about like, one thing that we didn't even mention when we were talking about the player-owned houses was the impact that it's had on construction and increasing its GP, the XP. But like if you add in a construction pet, that's really going to increase the price quite a bit. So I don't really like the idea of buyable skilling pets. Like for me, I'm totally cool with there being PVM pets. That's fine. That it gives people a reason to want to kill those bosses that otherwise wouldn't be killed. Like it gives them an incentive to do it. Skills have an incentive to do it, and that's the higher level you get, like for construction, the higher level you get with that, the higher level rooms or hotspots that you can add that are more useful. For agility, the higher level you have, the faster your run restores. For thieving, the higher level, the less often you get caught pickpocketing or something like that, for example. So I don't really like the idea of skilling pets that much. That's why I've killed my Chinchompa pet that I got. I've only gotten one of them in more than 110 mil XP. Zoid out here with 10 of them. Crazy. So I don't really think it would be good to add viable pets into the game.
Yeah, and if I can go back because my dog is taken care of now. Yeah, the whole buying thing is just ridiculous. Like if you're gonna have a buyable skill pet, make it fire making, because I think this is just like in the POH update. I think this is just another like desperate attempt to take gold out of the game if you make the buyable one construction. So yeah.
My one and only comment about skilling pets was that a lot of them actually made sense. You'd find a beaver cutting down your trees with you. You'd find a heron trying to catch the fish that you're trying to catch because it's hungry. And then this randomly raccoon from thieving. What the fuck a raccoon got to do with thieving?
It looked like Robber's trick.
Yeah,
But that's not how it works. You're not in the middle of pyramid plunder and a raccoon's trying to thieve the same urn as you, are you?
No, I agree. The gathering ones make kind of some sense. The rest
The
of
only other non-gatherer that made sense is a phoenix from firemaking.
Yeah.
Because by the laws of fantasy, Phoenix rise from the ashes, and that's it. Everything else is just dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
Pet hunters, forgive me. I just think that we have enough pets in the game at this particular time.
yeah. All right. So, what are your guys' initial thoughts on the new J mods, Ed and Rock? They did have a AMA, and they've appeared on a couple Q&As. Now, I don't think that they were on when we started, or we didn't really get to know them on the last podcast. So, what have your guys' initial thoughts on them so far?
I don't know a thing about Rock, or no, I don't know a thing about Ed. But I saw Rock on the last Q&A, and I thought he was actually really good. I thought his experience was definitely noticeable in the way that he answered the questions, and it's good to have somebody that has that kind of insight if they're going to be like a developer or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'll keep a lookout to see to see what Ed's like, but I think Rock's done a really good job so far.
I didn't read any of the AMA. I saw one question which was, "What's your least favorite skill?" And they both said rune crafting. I saw a meme on Reddit about real brand versus store brand, and it was a comparison of skill specs and bounty to Rock and Ed, which was kind of funny. But apart from that, really, I don't really keep up with it. I'm afraid I can't give my very detailed opinion about them.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I don't really know that much about them yet. Rock at least like participates in the Q&As that he did from day one, which props to him for that, because usually new J mods are like super uncomfortable looking at first, and he doesn't seem to be too bad. But some of the things he said have been like blatantly wrong, like little things like he said you'd get your imp champion scroll from getting Bandos KC and stuff like that. I don't know if he's like unknowledgeable or just nervous or something, but he at least knows some about the game. But I don't know. He seems like
Is
another
that Rock
J-mod
or
that
Ed
might.
you were talking about?
I think Rock. Ed's the ginger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything
Yeah.
about Ed at all, but I remember Rock talking.
One thing that I really liked. Oh, sorry, Rig. I'm gonna just take this though. One thing that I really liked when I was reading the AMA was that they've both been playing RuneScape for a while. You know, like they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours spent on old school RuneScape, which to me is fantastic. Ed is an intern. He's only going to be here for a few months, and I think he's much, much, much better than the intern that we had last year in Mod Day, who really didn't
Leave
even
her
play.
alone.
She didn't even play RuneScape before, so you know this is.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Well, if you're just no, she was a terrible hire. I think they did a damn good job with Ed and Rock. Shout out to Rock. He's a big NFL fan. He even came into my stream the other day. Him and I were talking for a little bit, and you know I've really liked Rock so far from what I've seen, just overall, and I think Rock is a great addition to the team, and I'm glad that he's going to be around permanently.
Wait, Randy, Jagex Rock. Is that his name on Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah. He came into my stream the other day and asked what I thought of the Go to 200 and met him, man. He's awesome.
Yeah,
Great guy, man.
I think Rock is really friendly and
Hasn't come by my stream yet.
Oh, feels bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you heard what you've had to say about him? No wonder why.
Well, maybe he can change my mind.
Rock's been great. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, Mod, Ed, and Rock. Too early to give a verdict on them guys. Who I want to compliment though is the new graphics artist. What's his name? Mod West.
Yeah.
Yeah, West.
Yeah, I love his work, man.
West is a lovely man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think his designs just click much better with the game than Mod Purple. I mean, fucking Mod Ghost. What his name is.
Call him Mod Purple.
Yeah,
Have you not seen everything he designs?
every
as purple?
fucking designs is purple. It has to involve purple, bro. I think Mod Ghost designs are just far too ambitious.
Yeah, I
Game and
agree
over
with
the
that.
top.
Ambitious.
Yeah,
Remember his
a
first
common
Fire
thing
King
a common
concept?
thing has been people saying that Ghost is too good of an artist.
I don't know about too good. It's just like he's not. I don't know. I just think he's got the wrong idea when he's designing things for old school. Sometimes. I think what Edberg said ambitious
think-
is good.
I think he's
Perfect.
too good of an artist. You know, like I think I think his models are more RS3 worthy. I wouldn't say that he's bad or anything. I think Ghost is phenomenal. I think he's too phenomenal.
Yeah. He does a
Yeah.
lot with what like you can do with modeling in old school. It just like doesn't fit the game because other artists may not have tried to do those things in the past.
When it comes to old school RS, I think simple is more beautiful.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, is that the real Mod Ed? I don't think so. I think it's Jagex Ed.
Oh, I doubt it.
Nah,
yeah.
it isn't. It's fake.
Yeah, all right. So moving on is the devlog is going to be coming out tomorrow, and on that is going to be kind of like the raid boss rewards. I was calling it Rigor and Aubrey for some reason, but it's Augury apparently. No one corrected me like the first 30, 40 times that I did say it. So I was really like, when I was reading that, I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck? I thought it was Aubrey." But
Can't fix stupid, Randy.
yeah, apparently not. I'm an idiot. But okay, so the devlogs are going to be planned for release on Monday, and it's also offering more prayers up to level 85. So like Rigor and Aubrey are going to be at 74, and I
You
think
said Aubrey again.
Fuck! 74 and 77 So, all right. And then there are more prayers that are going to be offered up to level 85. What do you think about these prayers? And what are you expecting from the ones that we haven't really heard about yet? Shit, why am I first on this? I'm very, very excited to see what very excited to see what these new prayers are going to be. I really have no clue what to expect from them. One thing I know is that it's going to have a pretty big impact on the price of prayer. Like you already see like D bones are like 3,600 each. And yeah, I mean, for a long time, people have been really wanting rigor and augury. And
At a kid.
it
Way to go.
it did fail a poll in the past before when they tried doing it, and I think they tried putting it in with artisan as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I wonder.
And
Yeah, they did.
and I'm
Oh, God.
really looking forward to these. It's gonna be nice to have more prayers. For what I expect for the things that are gonna be pulled like up to level 85. I'm not really sure what to think. I didn't play when Turmoil was a thing. I don't know if that would be something that would come out, but I think maybe it would be something like, I don't know, maybe like just a 30% strength increase, or like a 40% increase to defense, or I don't know, something like that. I don't think it'll be a prayer that like increases everything for you. I don't know. It'll be really interesting though, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Every mob.
My whole thing with these new prayers is like, what I look for in an update is original content, and this is not it.
Amen.
You don't know that.
Yeah,
What
they
are you
could come up with
talking
some new
about?
shit, to be fair.
Well, I mean, Randy, what I was referring to was augury and rigor specifically, but who knows what else is to come. But yeah, I mean, this was already in RS3, and it's coming to old school. So goodbye, old school.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see what you mean in terms of like it's not a very unique update, just concerning rigor and augury. But at the same time, people have been complaining for a while that melee has piety, but range and mage don't have an equivalent. So I think for consistency's sake, I guess it's kind of fair. In terms of like other prayers, I have no idea what they're going to release, because if they release something like Turmoil or Soul Split or Deflections, or whatever they were called, I think people would fucking lose their shit, honestly. So I'm very excited to see what they come up with for these prayers. I think what you mentioned, Randy, about a defense-specific prayer, I think that's very likely. They've talked a lot about wanting defensive armors, especially.
Especially if like for these raid bosses, if you need a tank, having a really, really big prayer like that, I mean, we can only imagine what's going to come out, but what I'm most looking forward to is the things that the unknown is what I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, for sure. I think people mentioning like in PvP especially, like people don't like rigor and augury, like not necessary at all. Range is already strong enough, but yeah, I'm not really concerned in the PvP aspect of it. I guess maybe that could be a problem. I don't really know.
Rigor and augury would be really good for Zulra. Apart from that, I can't think of any other boss.
I imagine it'd be good for Armadillo.
Yeah, good point.
Also for which one's magic? Whatever the magic one is would be very beneficial on all Slayer tasks requiring
Wait, actually,
magic.
no, we've not. Oh, fuck. I'm thinking in terms of two prayer books. My bad. Doesn't matter.
I think Rig is the range one, augury is the mage one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. The rewards are definitely, one thing. They were going to be doing the tier 80 armors, and they scrapped that in favor of prayers instead. So it'll be interesting for sure to read about this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I don't know what to expect with the new prayer, but I guess adding rigor and augury is fair. I guess they could have thought of different names for them or something, but I mean, they still would have been the same thing, and there's not really much getting around that if you want to have prayers like that. But yeah. I don't really have any huge objection.
I didn't
Hey,
play when
I've-
those. I didn't play when those prayers were a thing. I'm totally fine with them like renaming it or like using the same name. There is a lot of really good content in RS3 that, with hindsight, can be put into old school very well. And if we name it the same thing, that's totally fine.
I just hate the idea of lifting any content from RS3 to old school. It just is rubbish. I can half expect that something like Berserk off the prayer book, the Zaros book in
Yeah, it's a good
RS3
call.
would end up coming.
What did it do?
What is Berserk? Can you explain?
Extends
I think it
how long
extended your
your
boost,
boost
your
drop.
Okay.
pot boost for like 15 or 20 or 30%, if I remember correctly.
In
Saves
terms
you
of
money on
like
potions
lifting
for Slayer,
content from,
basically.
in terms of lifting content from RS3, 85 Slayer is fuck all. Like like the game breaking prayers are up at like the 90s, so I guess you can sleep easy with that in the back of your mind.
Yeah. I think one that I would not be surprised they come out with is, do you know the Divine Spirit Shield effect? I feel like they might release that in terms of a prayer.
Ooh, that's interesting. That would be. That seems like it would be way too kind of overpowered for a prayer, though. I actually hold on. I'll take that statement back because that would be a completely ignorant thing for me to say.
If you have it in place of piety, then maybe it wouldn't be because you'd be sacrificing DPS.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm sure that each individual prayer will be pulled on its own, but yeah, there's
Really brought up a good point, like-
the unknown is very interesting.
Yeah. Any prayer they released, if flicking stays how it is, like a lot of things they could release would be very overpowered. I really don't know. I think they're very limited for design space, honestly.
Well, they could do something like a similar style to Turmoil, where you have to have it activated for a certain amount of time before it takes full effect. Not Turmoil,
yeah.
because Turmoil is OP, but they could do something like that. That would be good.
Yeah, I think they definitely try and implement that. I don't think they like the idea of prayer flicking.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the next topic. Now based on this image here, hold on, let me put it in the chat for everyone to see. So I'm gonna change this up a little bit. Like currently, right now, Old School has more than 20,000 people on it than RS3, and consistently has had more than 10K on it at any given time than RS3. You know, what do you guys think about Old School now being significantly more popular with a lot more players and everything like that?
I think it is absolutely fantastic. And I really couldn't be happier, like we've consistently seen Old School grow as a community and as a JMod team. The fact that the player base is reflecting that too is just absolutely incredible. So I hope it stays that way.
I mean, there's currently 61.7K people online.
It's cool, but in a way, I don't want it to keep getting bigger.
Oh, why?
What?
Because
Explain.
So if you could imagine, this follows the same sort of pattern as R3 did, where it took off and got loads of JMods. That means loads more input from other JMods and loads more input of other Nubia players. I like it's a select group of people who 9 times out of 10 played the game back when it was like this.
You just wanted to stay elitist then, basically.
I don't think
Not
elitist, but
elitist,
Just
I
because
know
there's
what
more-
Trick
just-
means.
people.
Just because there's more
Yeah.
players doesn't mean they're going to all of a sudden make 50 old
I
school
just don't
mods.
like it. I like the days of
Look at
August
look at how mad the chat
2013
is.
where there were 9,000 people on.
Every
Bring 'em
player
back.
of every caliber deserves to have input in the game, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they do, but like I agree with Trick's saying. Like a purely selfish reason, I like the game how it is, and more JMods means more change.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
I don't know. Mixed feelings. Like, it's good to see the game grow. Obviously, the game that I've been playing for like my entire life. to see other people starting to enjoy it more. If like suddenly it became really popular and a bunch of people in my school were playing it or something, then I could be like, you know,
Do you
higher level than them and stuff.
you
But
try to keep it a secret that you play?
no, I, don't, I tell most people that I like actually talk to that I play because I'm
Okay.
not like ashamed of it or anything.
I know I was talking with Maz earlier today, and some of you people remember a stream or a podcast from like a little bit over a year ago when he was talking about how like he would do anything in his power to make sure no one knew that he played. Just
Yeah, I don't
wanted to
understand that. Like,
Like, if he was playing RuneScape in school and someone asked him what he was doing, he'd probably say that he was watching porn. That's the extent he'd go to avoid it.
I remember he specifically said he'd rather people think he was watching porn than playing RuneScape.
Jesus Christ.
Who is this?
Maz.
Oh my god.
I had an IRL friend ask me the other day why I never told him about the Hexis podcast, and he's been watching those past couple of days.
Hey, yeah. Tell us about that. You said you were taking a piss with him or something.
Yeah, I was. We were in separate cubicles at a bar, well, a pub. He said, "Yeah, so Jacob, you never told me about the Hexis podcast, did you?" And I was so happy I was in the separate cubicle because my face just went red. I could feel like the hot flushes coming.
I remember
Yeah, he's watched a few.
there was
He likes Randy, and he says everyone else just sounds like an autist. He's only watched like 3 though.
There was the first podcast that Trance wasn't on. He got a text from someone that he knew in real life. What I wouldn't even say was like a friend, just someone that he knew. And they texted him and they were like, "Oh, I see Trance Music wasn't on like the recent Hexis podcast." So that was a lot of interesting stories for sure. Fuck. We got pretty off top. Where even are we on this? I'm
Rig's
very
turn, I think.
Rig, take it away on the question. Let's get back
What
on
fucking
podcast.
question are we on?
The
Old school
school's
being
taking more
popular.
Oh yeah, man. I'm not really about that life, about fucking arguing which is better, RS3 or fucking old school. Everybody has their own opinions, etc. But all I'm going to say is, when it comes to the RuneScape section on Twitch, who dominates?
Yeah, for sure.
Also, no wonder
The end.
that it's so much more successful because in terms of promotion, like free advertising, if you will, old school sells in it.
Oh yeah.
Like both you playing the game with a consistent like 5 or 6k viewers, and then with that Deadman stuff, with top on Twitch, they're gonna open it and see what all the fuss is about, and they're gonna see 2 old school streams. They're not digging for the like 30 viewers from RS3 and Gold, are they? They're just gonna look at the top people playing Deadman and the hype around that.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'll mention something that no one's brought up is I do hope this finally pushes the fact, like, past 2 RuneFests have been pretty fucking abysmal. Past 3 even. Pretty fucking abysmal in the fact that old school gets no time. I got the same amount as Chronicle last time, I believe. I do really hope they put more time into it, or at least kind of from the RuneScape side as a whole, they just kind of show off old school more and actually treat it like the, if not more popular game.
Yeah, one thing for me was I really wanted. I mean, yeah, I want to go to RuneFest. It costs way too much money, and it's on the other side of the world, so it's really not going to be a possibility for me. But like if it was so much more centered around old school, it would give me, and I guess every other old school player, a lot more reason to want to go. Yeah, like giving it as much prime time as Chronicle, pretty disrespectful to how great the game is and how much it has grown. Trickool talking about he loved the days back like from like August to December of 2013. Seriously, like if you look,
12k pool was like
we never hit 15,000 people online for like a 4-month span. So like those were dark days. I remember
it's
playing.
When everyone was finishing up Max. There was like 9k people online at like off-peak times.
I was right when Divination came out.
I remember playing the
RS3.
game. I remember playing the game, thinking like, "Damn, like, is this game gonna be alive after I'm max in a few months?" And it's fantastic to see how much it's grown. everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but fuck it, Trickle, yours is just wrong. Like, it's fantastic to see the game grow, get a lot more
Well,
popularity and everything like that.
just think of all the repercussions. Microtransactions turn to face old school RuneScape, and then you're gonna thank me for my opinion. We should have listened. Should have listened.
Very, very happy, very happy. And we got to give, as much as we've all ragged on Deadman for the last few months, a lot of that credit has to be given to Deadman. It's been fantastic. Just advertising in general has been real good. And RS3 is still a good game in its own right. Just as Rig was saying, like the free advertising on Twitch just being dominated by old school is really huge. But it's nice to see both games still being successful.
I just like the fact the mod team is still quite small, and I know them all by name. I've got a face for most of them as well. I'm not going to be hearing about updates from some random JMod they've employed without me knowing. I just don't want the game to get too big. I like it.
Yeah,
the
that
way it
sofa's
is.
getting full, isn't it? Fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, they started off with that tiny little red sofa with mod Ash just squashed in the middle, and now they've got like a full foyer, really. And
I thought it was really awesome when
It's
they
a
brought
lot
out.
knowing that
I
you
thought
can
it was
just-
really awesome when they brought out the mods at the end of the Q&A last time.
Yeah, it was nice.
Like
it was
that.
nice.
Well, I took a picture of it. I thought that's a nice.
It's good.
It's a nice group picture.
No, I think it is fair to say that I'm also torn. Like, it is nice to see the game growing and more and more people enjoy RuneScape. But I'm with Trickle kind of on I like the quaintness of old school, and
Just
I don't
knowing
wanna see
them
it change
by
too much.
name, by face, being able to contact them on Twitter with relative ease,
yeah,
without having to wade through 30 other employees that do absolutely tiny things. I like the quaintness of it.
Yeah, I sympathize with
Very
that
British.
opinion a lot.
I'm really happy with everything, and I'm really looking forward to it growing even more so in the future. All right, so let's move it on though. So, seeing as trance music has been the latest top page burnout, does anyone have any other predictions for who they think will be the next victim? This could be top page EHP or like overall on the highest scores. Also worth mentioning. Actually, never mind. They're playing again. Well, Malt Lickies is kind of burnt.
Yeah.
But-
Okay, so mine, if we're talking top page, I'm going to pick the newest top page member, Omar Beast.
No!
Actually, he just changed his name. He's Duration again.
Did he?
Credit to the lowercase d.
Yeah. I
He's
was
going
gonna
to get
say-
Silver Star just for that lowercase d.
Well, the last time this question was asked on a podcast, the last time that I heard it, Trans said that I was going to be the one that was going to burn out. Trans also said he wouldn't let me pass him in Runecraft XP. He burnt out, and I passed him in Runecraft XP.
Give
See
it
you
to
later,
him.
Trans.
Get him.
The end.
You don't have any predictions?
Nah. Not this time.
All right, Trickle, take it
I
away.
don't even know where we're up to. Someone who's been keeping on for the longest time ever is Carly Ray Jepps, but I think he's seriously running on fumes at the moment. And I don't want to see him go because I've been
I saw him
the
on,
same page of EHP as him for 2.5 years.
I saw him on an 8-hour week a little bit ago.
Yeah. And it jumped up to 20 and it dropped down to 15. And it's up again now to 30. I don't want to see him go because he's been he's been trailing behind, but he's always been there.
Yeah. Hey, what's up with Acid? Why hasn't Acid been on in 2.5 days?
Yeah, I was
not?
gonna say the same thing.
Anyone got any word on that?
Oh, no!
No, I'm not sure.
He just up and left.
He probably went on holiday and didn't tell anyone. He wouldn't tell
Yeah.
anyone, would he?
A guy like Acid would go on holiday.
I don't know. He's probably fucking taken off in his rocket ship.
Sens is pretty burnt right now.
Might be moving out of university actually.
Sens is pretty burnt.
That's
He's
true.
just been at woodcutting at mostly redwoods. he did have that name HBHUHRHNHT or something like that. Pretty much get rid of the H's. It was burnt. You know, I'm gonna be very embarrassed if I spelled burnt wrong there. But I don't know. I think he might be the next one to just completely flatline. But
Um, question. I don't know. I mean, AJ is top 25 EHP now, isn't he? And he's after mining. I think he's gonna be pretty slow moving. He said he's gonna be like traveling and stuff.
that's more so busy, not burning out, I'd say.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But
I'm bad at these things.
if you want to say him just because, then do it.
No, I think AJ is a good grinder.
All right. So, let's get rid of this one here. So just so everyone knows, Rock the Red will not be with us for the remainder of the podcast. We don't have that much left, but he has to go and he's got some other commitments that he has to go to. But all right, so next topic we got here is choosing Temple Teching reward or Temple. Dude. Temple Trekking. Really not on my shit today. So okay, so it's apparently it's like 70k XP per hour for Iron Man's and 30k Pure Essence an hour. I mean, I don't know how reliable this source is, but high level Iron Man gave
How
the
the
mod.
fuck?
I don't know. That's what the person who submitted this is saying. But you know, high level Iron Man gave the mods feedback saying, you know, like this would really be bad for Ultimate Iron Man in general, and you know those kind of reward their feedback was ignored ultimately. But you know, like what do you think about this kind of change, like in how it affects Iron Man?
It's quite sad because Herbal was, it was like the really hard one to do, and to just get it from bonus XP and not actually braining it per se is kind of sad. But the whole direction that Iron Man is going at the moment is really not Iron Man-y, like souls and bloods for rune crafting instead of getting the pure essence yourself, whether you'd mine it, temple track it, Zora it, whatever. It's just not how, when they said Iron Man for the first time, I'd expect things to be going. So as far as
what is the Herblore
integrity
XP
of the
per
game
hour?
mode, it's a very
The HP rate.
very iffy.
I don't know what the EHP rate is.
Well, I don't know what you mean though, because like the EHP rate is based on the fact that it takes fucking forever to collect the supplies, and this really increases that.
I know that Lowlander was one of the more vocal Iron Men talking about how much that would devalue Herblore XP.
He spent so much time killing fucking Baron Spectres and all that shit.
Yeah, he's usually on my world and he just drops super energies right outside bank.
Yeah, he drops all his potions.
I'm seeing in the chat here like 11k an hour. I don't know if that's Ultimate Iron Man rates, but yeah,
He said he averages like 15k an hour through all the time to collect the herbs and secondaries and stuff.
And now it's jumping to 70k. That's
I don't know if it would be that rate for ultimates, but either way, like for fucking temple trekking, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think that's something that they really should have considered in choosing the rewards. You know, when John was hired a couple years back, you know, we talked about the possibility of being able to get all the lumberjack pieces at an evenly balanced rate, and you know that was something that he was really adamant about not adding in. And eventually, well, here we are. It's being added in. I think it would have been good had it stayed at that. You know, let us choose. Like for choosing rewards, it should have just been like choose which piece you want. I haven't done enough temple trekking to really have an idea on how it works or anything like that. But that's such a huge increase in XP per hour for Iron Men.
Yeah, it's another one of those updates where I feel like Okay, so I think it encapsulates it quite well on the Q&A when they brought it up. They were talking about it, they're like, oh yeah, I can't think of a reason why not to do this, and then somebody made a joke about like, oh, I bet Hexis can think of a reason not to. But it's kind of annoying that they really don't listen to feedback from the people that can give it. I really feel like feedback in the design stage is really something they should start focusing on. Yeah, like we've talked so many times about how much maxing has been devalued, for example. But I don't want to think about how much Iron Man maxing's been devalued. It must take so much less time now.
Yeah, like thousands of hours, definitely.
Lowlander is the man to listen to when talking about I'm sorry, I don't know why I said free to play, but Ultimate Iron Man and just Iron Man things in general. His feedback should be valued greatly, and it's real sad that he's losing that many hours and everything like that. And yeah, I mean it's a really quiet update. Really, like a lot of people aren't going to know the impact that this has.
Yeah, Zoid made a good point about how little thought they give to some updates. Like on the Q&As, they fairly often give kind of snarky replies to certain questions, which sometimes fair enough. But like one recently that was asked is, could we make it so that the prayer cape or max cape can act as a holy wrench when in your inventory instead of only when equipped? And their first reaction was like, why would you ever need that? Like, that's stupid. And then thankfully Kieran actually understood why, because there's a very good reason, because people take the max cape in their inventory for Slayer, and it would save an inventory space, and it'd be just a nice convenience thing, and it makes sense, it's fair enough. But if Kieran hadn't said anything, then most, like, the dev team would not have known why that question was asked, and the chat would have just been, like, spamming Brokebacks and laughing alongside them.
Mm.
All right, so let's move on then to the next one. Who do you think has the greatest achievement in all RuneScape history, and what was their achievement?
Greatest. It can mean.
It's very subjective. Take it however you want it.
Me, I'm gonna say Zezima being the first to max his stats in the game.
I think I'll say Swomo 5 Bill, because he did slow skills first, like fishing, agility, and stuff way back when they were still like good. And I think he still has the most hours in slow skills out of anybody ever. He did mining like LRC, like mining and smithing combined with superheating and stuff. Like he did some cool, old school style methods.
Not so much achievements, but just like things that I definitely admire. Drumgun's time played is just fucking incredible. No one matches him on that. Jebberman, his agility, I've always loved. Wormy again is wonderful. No One Perfect, Solo Nature's Tunnel RC is phenomenal. His consistency on his CML graph is ridiculous. It's a whole lot of runecraft. Acids mining, I guess everyone mentions that, so why not?
Yeah. I think if I had to pick like a definite one achievement, it would be Wormy probably. But what I want to bring up is Alcan. I don't know how he has the motivation to play as much as he does on multiple accounts. He just
never ever stops.
Never stops. Yeah, he's always playing on 2 or 3 accounts. He must have thousands of hours. Like obviously he has thousands. He has tens of thousands of hours. Maybe even past 100,000 hours. Who fucking knows? If you combine all his accounts.
6p.
Oh, he probably does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has well over 10 bill XP between all his accounts.
He's a very interesting player.
For me, I didn't play really any RS3 stuff, so it's kind of hard for me to kind of have a good understanding of some of the achievements that have been achieved on there. For me, I think the two greatest achievements are going to be old school ones. No One Perfect, Solo Nats, the 200 mil RC, and Acid Soul, 60k an hour Corey to 200 mil. Those to me are the 2 greatest achievements. I mean, like Acid got 200 mil mining more than 2 years ago at half the XP rate it currently is today, and no one even has 200 mil mining. No one else has reached 200 mil mining.
Speaking
in like 12 hours, somebody will.
Hey! I can say it while I can. Yeah,
Cross only just got 200 mil, and it's been like nearly 2 years since that's it. His life was farm tech for that like 1.5 years that he was doing it for.
Yeah, it's farming. It's quite
And
impressive the way he
definitely,
did
like
it.
that level of knowledge for a skill, people just brush it off as but for his consistency with farming was just amazing.
He's also like his rune crafting was good as well. Like he's still rank 11 rune
Yeah.
crafting. That was from Nats.
All right, moving on. Got so Maz, one of our members in Hexis, participated in the Dead Memo tournament. He ended up being one of the last people left. But so there's a long question here that was submitted, and the question says, so Maz used his EHP skills to arguably build the strongest account on Dead Memo tournament within the 6-day time span. Like what are your opinions on combining efficient playing to get ahead and win the tournament, like in Dead Man mode?
I would have been very happy to see Mazhar win because he's one of our own and he's a good guy. And he definitely would deserve it because he does have a lot of game knowledge and also is really good at PvP. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's nice to see people who know a lot about the game are succeeding because that's how it should be.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what used as EHP skills supposed to mean, but I did hear he played for like 53, 54 hours straight as soon as these tournaments worlds came up. A lot of commitment. You've got to commend that. He must be gutted he didn't win.
A lot of people talking about how people that like do efficient skilling and stuff like that are just elitist nerds and everything like that. But like if you efficiently gain combat XP and like what he did, very impressive and everything like that. But people, I don't know. I don't really know the words that I'm trying to say, but like people get hate for efficient skilling, but kind of efficiently getting your combat level up and everything like that for Dead Man Mode tournament isn't really looked down upon. Like he did a phenomenal job, and playing the game efficiently will always put you in a better position to succeed. And I mean, you can see that in the tournament worlds. Obviously, he didn't win, but can't fucking articulate the words that I want to say. Oh well. All right, so moving on. So let me link the tweet here. So our boy Brungus, he was on our last podcast, met up with Emily. What do you think about that? And is there any streamer out there that you would like to meet?
Actually, you know what? I'll pass on that.
Any streamer I'd like to meet? I'm going to meet RS Glory and Gold. He seems like a nice guy, doesn't he?
That's not a bad choice. Yeah, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. I mean, it'd be cool to meet a lot of people, I guess.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Brungus myself. He came up to my school back in January. We had a good time. I remember seeing on Twitter, like, I wasn't sure if it would actually happen. I wasn't sure if it would actually happen with them meeting up. So that was when I saw that picture, I could not stop laughing. That was, man, I holy shit, that was awesome to see. I didn't know that she lived in our area. I don't know where she may have came. I don't know if she was just visiting or something like that, but yeah, that was definitely interesting. All right, so Aubrey, do you want to answer that next question or no?
Sure.
All right, so the question is for Aubrey, and it says, do you plan on streaming Overwatch anymore, or like with your girlfriend? And they said that they really enjoyed it last time you did it.
I just think it's fairly likely after mining, because that's still a game that she plays a lot, and I was playing a little bit more. I had a couple days off from mining last, like, Monday, Tuesday, to spend time with her, and I was playing it a bit with her. And that's actually a pretty fun-ass game, so I might be playing more of it after mining, I'm not sure. So I feel.
Gonna have to be doing a skill that's not room crafting, I'd imagine, to
Yeah. Probably like NMZ or something.
Yeah, I played a lot of Overwatch. It's great fun.
EHP is the EHP. Alright, so I got a question from the chat here. Got answer this in whatever order you want. So what would be one update you would really like to see implemented into the game into the near future?
Clan update. How do we still not have it?
Yeah, I know Ed said that what he would really like to see would be the clan update, and yeah, that he said he wants to just see it kind of like RS3, and that he got onto my right side right away with that. So yeah, definitely adding that in would be real great. A clan system for sure.
Yeah, that might be top on the list for me too. Actually, number one, remove the fucking camera movement. It's too late now, but it is so irritating for mining. If they ever remove that, mining is, I swear, like 5k an hour faster just because it's so much easier and you misclick less.
The
camera
edging
was
or it
fixed.
bouncing up and down.
God awful, and I
No,
just
the whole
fucking,
thing, yeah.
ugh.
We're never gonna get it because it's failed twice, but remove the fucking wilderness ditch. Please.
Hey,
Yeah, I agree with
hey,
you there.
hey, yeah. It's been pulled and failed twice. That to me is I really still don't understand why people want the ditch.
Bitch.
I really don't. Oh, holy shit. I completely forgot to do a drawing for the OS Buddy Pro. Let me frantically try to load this up here. Everyone keep talking. Distract them.
I want them to
Yeah.
clean up the bank interface because that's such a mess. And I've been
There's so much
complaining
stuff
about
on it, yeah,
it.
you mentioned
Nobody's. It's not even that. It's just like it doesn't work how it used to. It's very cluttered and
I saw you
There
tweet
aren't
Ash
correct
to move a
animations
button.
for things.
What was that button that you asked him to move?
that stupid lever thing or whatever it's called.
What does it do? I've never even noticed it before.
It's about setting up tabs, and I don't use them, so I like 5 times a month or something. I'll click it instead of the pure essence stack. That's really annoying, and everything's like if you click something in the blank, it's supposed to flicker for like a tick.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do that anymore, and that annoys me. Now that I've been using it more and more.
I don't think it ever did that when you had like a right click thing. I think it will on the left click.
It did.
You sure?
Positive, 100% positive.
Do you have footage?
Watch any of old Jebram's videos.
Maybe I will.
All right. So before I end it here, so the winner from the OS Buddy Pro from the last podcast is QQ. Let me put the picture in there. So if you send me a message on YouTube, and I will message you back with the codes. Congratulations on winning. The key word on that one was diddly. The first 4 comments that that were used on this random generator, or not random generator, random YouTube comment picker, did not have diddly in it. So like even if you're gonna post a hateful comment, at least just fucking throw diddly in there. You know what I'm saying? So this was the he was the winner of that. So yeah, to qualify for a giveaway for the next podcast, you got to be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video, and
Walnuts.
yeah. To qualify, leave a comment that has hashtag walnuts in it. All right. Anyone got anything more for the podcast here?
No,
How did we make 5 pages of questions last so long?
And he had to leave at like
Yeah.
a half an hour ago as well. I
Hey,
thought
England, Iceland playing tomorrow. Make sure you're supporting. Make sure you're supporting the boys.
I
It's
thought
been
there
a
was
great podcast. I've really enjoyed myself.
some good discussion.
It was good.
Hey, you guys were way too fucking hateful when we were talking about the cosmetics. I think they did a damn good job.
Me,
I like them.
Dude, some of you guys were going.
I fucking love them.
Hey, no.
Yeah.
Morp, I think, was really ripping it. They were really ripping.
Don't talk shit because he's not here.
Hey,
There's
hey,
only like three
hey,
of
if you
them that
can't,
actually
he ain't
bought
here
in
to
the
defend
game.
himself. Fuck it.
Everything except for the 3 of those gilded items I'd rather weren't in the game out of those cosmetics.
Yeah, I think that the cosmetics look real good. I'm sure there'll be several comments talking about, oh, you guys are hating on it way too much. I really love them. I really love them. Want to give a shout out to Link's bot. Check it out in the chat there. It's a Twitch chat bot. It's the most user-friendly and advanced Twitch chat bot out there. If you're not using it and you're a streamer, my question for you is, why the fuck not? This
Hey,
is.
one thing I want to say. This has been my first podcast since I've been streaming.
Oh, it
Point that
has?
out. Yeah, first podcast since streaming.
All right. Want to let you guys know the next Hexis podcast will be July 9th or 10th. I'll announce it on my Twitter before it comes out when it gets closer to give you guys an idea of when it's going on. Tweet of the week. Anyone got any special tweets they want to talk about? Or nah?
Have we done enough rambling?
Nope. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, fuck it. Tweet of the week is promoting.
Mine.
Nah.
Globalists on fucking suicide. Watch Brexit in 5 words. Brilliant tweet.
Zoid being promoted to new gen. Tweet of the week. That's it. That one wins.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
All right. But we're gonna end the podcast here. It's been a nice podcast, and yeah, that will do it. Thank you to Ed for coming in and watching the podcast. If I believe that was you. If it was, thanks. And
Peace in the Middle East.
Oh Christ, end it, Randy.
I was trying to think of something good to say, but I can't, so I'm just gonna end it. Bye.
Bye.